Good afternoon, handy viewers, such as you are. Hope you're well. Everyone alright? Surviving winter? Yeah, it's not so bad, is it? We're indoors, we're alright. Scourge, then, or Rattlist, as he was immediately referred to by me at the Steamforge keynote, and I'll be honest, none of that has really changed as time has progressed. Nice to see the lads from Roll Better picking up on that. Roll Better, if you've not heard it, I can highly recommend. I hate podcasts that are over an hour long. I'm a busy beard, so I don't often get to listen to it, but this speaks volumes to just how good the quality of product that Roll Better are talking about, because they're regularly 3 hours long and I've listened to every single one. No idea why this has suddenly turned into a, hey, go listen to Roll Better, but there we are. It has, in case you can't tell. These are not scripted, and I make it up as I go along. So here is the big fella in all of his swole glory. It's, again, Rattlist. This is not a render, it is the official paint job by Angel or Angel or Angel. I don't know how to pronounce that. If anyone knows, can you please let me know in the doobly-doo? Because I feel like I'm doing the man a disservice, because his painting is amazing, and I keep getting his name wrong. He's on Instagram, go and search him out. He's put up some Falconers spoilers, maybe. Not spoilers, but tease. Oh, the teasing. If you're interested in the Falconers, go and have a look, because he has been doing some paint jobs on them, and you can see them at a distance. So, Rattlist, Scourge, he's covered in rat skulls, which I quite like. However, that's an enormous rat skull hanging down between his legs, and that's an even bigger one being used as a pauldron, so I'm a little bit worried about the size of the rats that the Ratcatchers have to deal with. I love all the sort of pustules and that. I love, like, grimy, nurgly paint jobs, and I've never been an elf player in any system. I like things dirty and horrible, because that's kind of how my painting style is, so I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on this guy and sort of going to town on him a bit, and all the sort of blistering pustules on his right shoulder, very reminiscent of Veteran Catalyst, a model that I really enjoyed painting. So I'm really looking forward to painting this guy. I don't quite get why he's got his ratty friends on his shoulders, because he's quite clearly munching on one of them. But yeah, just a nice, good, fantasy, horrible miniature that I'm well looking forward to getting my hands on and painting up and making disgusting, and you know, the sort of thing that when the missus comes in and has a look at it, saying, "Oh, what are you doing? That's horrible." That's when I know that I've done this guy right. Okay, then the crunchy bit. And Scourge, you are doing me a heckin' concern. But I will come back to that in my sort of closing argument at the end. First of all, enthusing. Melee zone of 2, nice, bit of 2-inch reach. I think this is a part of Skulk is also a 2-inch reach. So of the 3 models we've seen now for Ratcatchers, 2 of them have had a 2-inch reach. Nice. I highly expect, or rather I don't expect these guys to be like farmers or fish, but it's nice to see that they're not brewers or hunters. Not brewers, butchers or hunters, if you get me. Like, there is a proliferation of 2-inch melees, especially as he's on a 50mm base. So a 50mm base with a 2-inch melee, so a sort of Colossus territory, fills up an awful lot of board. Nice, I like that. 5/7 move makes him quite quick as far as blacksmiths are concerned, but yeah, average as far as everyone else. Attack of 7, lovely, nice. 2/6 kick, yep, fair enough. Def 3, armor 0, hittable, very hittable. 2/3 influence. Again, big guy, not got 4 influence. I think it's highly... One of my big reasons why I love Casket, if I can have a Mortician's tangent for a moment, is that I can load him up with 4 influence. Can't do that with Colossus, can't do that with Brick. He's the big guy that I can stack if I need him to do work. So I'm always a big fan of big guys that I can put a lot of influence on. So 2/3, I mean, I'm glad he's not a 1/3, you know, he's not an 0/3 or an 0/2, but it's not a worry. That is not the reason for the heckin' concern, but, you know, I'll come back to that. Playbook is really good. Momentous snack break on 1. Only once per turn, because if he could have sort of continually hit that momentous snap break for heals, that would have been nice, because I think this guy's going to yo-yo on health like nobody's business. But I love stuff that speeds up VP game. So Gravedigger and Casket Time and all of that are staple friends of mine when I'm playing Morticians. So having Windle's Snack Break, although I'm guessing less hearty, more ratty as far as Scourge is concerned for that snacking, is a good thing. I'm delighted to see that, especially momentous result, momentous Guild Ball symbol on 1, so you can, if nothing else, just get momentum out of people, especially at Tech 7. Momentous 2 on 2, Knockdown on 3, Momentous 3 on 4, Momentous Knockdown on 5, Momentous 5 on 6. That is a nice playbook. Tackle on 3 is also quite decent for a 2-inch melee model, especially considering that's not his focus, that's not his 4, and I like the prevalence of pushes. I'm a big fan of that playbook. 17 health is better than normal, so good. Especially considering the sort of self-healing built in with Snack Break. Back of the card, I'm going to go bottom up. Tough Hide, nice. I mean, the 3-0 means he's going to get targeted, he's going to get farmed. It's not stave or anything like that, but it's going to happen. The Tough Hide, there is an argument to be made that Tough Hide actually worsens models such as this because it allows people to just sort of go into the game. Momentous 2, Momentous 2, Momentous 2. Like, I've only done 3 points of damage and I've got 3 momentum, and you can stay on the pitch and I can just continue to use it. Especially, as soon as he gets a knockdown on him, he's 2s and O's, and I'll come back to knockdown. Because knockdown and other conditions are the source of the heckin' concern. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I have a concern, Handy Viewer, and I'm the enthusiastic guy. Plague Ridden, he's effectively tooled up for free whenever he's diseased. So that Momentous 2 on 2 becomes a Momentous 3 on 2, and if Ratcatchers have got a source of tooled up, and I've got no idea at this stage whether or not that's the case, that'd be Momentous 4 on 2. That's horrible. That's really horrible. So that's nice. Carrier, he has disease. He always has disease. He starts the game with disease, and he, in the end phase, will suffer the disease condition. It's a nice card. That's how it looks straight away. And then the more I read it, the more I start kind of going, oh, and I'll get into why. So first of all, Rattlist is more appropriate than ever, because clearly this fella is a big Catalyst fanboy. It's almost like everyone else has looked at Catalyst and gone, oh, there's a cautionary tale. And Scourge has looked at him and gone, that guy, that's my guy. He is now my role model for life. Because it's kind of like a combination of the Catalyst models, in the Catalyst, OG Catalyst, burst into fire in the end phase, is always on fire. Scourge is constantly diseased, and there's clearly a physical look that's reminiscent of him. And also Snack Break isn't Witness Me, but it's kind of like a baby Witness Me in that it speeds things up, but you don't have to kill Scourge at the same time. So I really like that. He is a Catalyst fanboy, or at least I know nothing about his fluff, and hopefully when it comes out, he's going to be really super into Catalyst. That would highly amuse me and cause me to refer to him as Rattlist forevermore. But why, Handy Viewer, such as you are, do I keep saying that Scourge is doing me a concern? And the main cause of him doing me a concern is range conditions, specifically range knockdowns. So Stave, Bolt, Ballista. If they can get a knockdown on this guy, it's going to cost him 2 momentum to clear it, unless he foregoes his advance, and at which point, as soon as you forego your advance from range knockdown, the range knockdown's done its job. And so it's either going to be 2 momentum for him to get rid of it, or 3 momentum for one of your teammates to get rid of it, due to the disease condition. We know from the blogs that Scourge and Miasma are the disease models in Ratcatchers. So it's, Pelage doesn't have it, Skulk doesn't have it. One can assume from the blog comments that neither Piper nor Squeak will have a direct interaction with disease. They've been very clear that if you don't want to play the disease game, you can just not put Miasma and Scourge in and play Vet Graves and Bonesaw, who will be having some degree of change, I am led to believe, from interviews I had with Matt Hart at SteamCon. However, that was November, so that could well change, because ideas get playtested and they change. So the fact that he's always going to be diseased is quite cool. He can spread disease to the opponent, which is nice, because, it's a disease. I only have to not put my models within 2 inches of him. That's not particularly difficult. Just don't end an activation near me within 2 inches of my own dudes if I don't want them to get diseased. But yeah, like smoke is going to be horrible. It's just anything that puts range conditions down. As soon as this guy gets knocked down, no, not even just range conditions, but as soon as he gets into a scrum with Corsair or any brewer or just people like knockdown is a very, very strong condition. As soon as that happens, he's either going to be foregoing his advance or he's not going to be going anywhere, and his teammates are going to struggle to get him up again. And that worries me, that it's going to have a detrimental impact on their playstyle from the very start. If he, God forbid, he gets snared and he drops to a 3-5 move, or is snared and on fire, and there's all of a sudden a 1-3 move, and you need 2 or 3 momentum to get rid of it, because that's going to be an incredibly difficult start to a Ratcatcher turn or a Ratcatcher game. And I really like the idea of the sort of mini scenario that everyone has a half-life when you're playing Ratcatchers if you're using the disease. But it's going to be a difficult thing to deal with. I'm not articulating myself particularly well, I'm aware of that. However, I have a genuine hecking concern. That's not a sentence I can get through without laughing. But it all depends now on Miasma for me, because I know Miasma is also the other model within the Ratcatchers that interacts with the disease condition. So if she's got like an aura that goes, oh, you don't have to pay the additional point of momentum to clear diseases and stuff, that'd be quite cool. I don't know if that's overpowered. I'm hoping she has something that just kind of goes, you're alright. That would make me happy, and that would make me no longer concerned. So this is difficult, because I like being the positive guy. I'm not the person that I'm not the sky is falling in Chicken Little media content guy. I'll leave other people to do that. And I really like Scourge. I really like the combination of his playbook alongside Pelage's playbook. I really like the combination that they're both have a medium to medium high damage output playbook with a very achievable condition to ramp it up even more. In Pelage's case, that's just attack a fella. I think it was Strictly the Worst that joked that female is the single greatest buff in the game, which made me laugh. I don't think it's true, but it did make me laugh. Certainly Pelage, she can very easily ramp up her playbook damage. Scourge can very easily ramp up his playbook damage in the form of Plague Ridden, so he's getting that +1 damage result. If Piper or Miasma have tooled up, or Squeak, although I think we sort of moved away from mascots having tooled up, and I could see Piper having it, but I don't think he will, just purely because we've kind of seen the front of his card from the distribution side of business. We've not seen it in any clarity. I've got no idea what it was, but I think we would have recognised the tool up. So their damage is nicely ramp upable, but like I said, I have concerns specifically around Ratcatcher's susceptibility to conditions and range conditions, especially. I'm hoping Miasma does something to do with that, but while for everything I say I'm concerned about, I have faith that something will be done. I'm not articulating myself particularly well. Scourge himself in a vacuum is cool. My concerns are more Miasma based than Scourge based, perhaps. That I want him to. He seems to need a buddy to help pick him up and point him at the enemy. And if that's the case, that's fine, because he's TAC 7 and has momentous Snack Break on 1 and a momentous 3 damage on 2, effectively. So he's going to put out the hurt. 3 influence should pretty reliably get you 9 damage, which if you've already weakened someone down with disease, or Pelage going in and Cloak of Ratsing people, isn't a small amount by any stretch of imagination. So perhaps I don't have a concern. Perhaps rather I need to see a synergy between him and a model that is currently unreleased to make sure that I put them over their teammates. Yeah, I'll go with that. So there we are, handy viewer, such as you are. I hope you've enjoyed this little insight, such as it is, into Scourge. And I hope you've also enjoyed all the other things that were announced today, which is a little bit exciting and certainly not what I was expecting all of these things much later on in the year. So I will let other people enthuse about those various boxes, as no doubt you are yourself. So you should be seeing on screen right now a beard. Should you wish to be subscribing, please to be having a click. Equally, there are links to playlists scattered about your screen. Maybe you want to know more about blacksmiths, or maybe you want to have a look at Goldbeard, or perhaps you just want to not touch the beard and see how I video, document, and then talk nonsense over the top of games of Guild Ball. Until next time, handy viewers such as you are, I need a better outro.